early months of our restaurant, the one comment that we got a lot was, we feel like we're not eating Swift Current, we took great pride in that comment. But eventually, we'd like this to be kind of the quintessential Swift Current dining experience. And that's sort of what our goal is here. People will find a burger, and they'll find a steak on our menu, and they'll have things that they're familiar with, but they'll also find things that they're unfamiliar with, and things that are delicious, so that they have a chance to kind of grow their palate and learn a little bit about food that they may not otherwise get in Swift Current. We wanted a name that was a little bit obscure, but also had some ties to locality, and so eventually what we ended up with was looking through like a book of the flora and fauna of Saskatchewan. We came across this whole family of birds called nightjars, which include things like your whippoorwills and nighthawks and that sort of thing. And so we landed on nightjar. The birds themselves, they're really interesting. They have really small beaks but very large mouths and kind of funny little like feather whiskers. They're nocturnal, so they only come out and eat at night. And so as we were sort of adding these things up, it was like the perfect metaphor for a restaurant, and that's sort of how we ended up with the name.
Original Joe's is a restaurant bar with great food, great atmosphere, and we've got great staff who work here as well. Our selection of draft is phenomenal. We've got really big variety when it comes to our food selection as well, and just great quality. When we do everything we do, it comes down to having great quality of service, the atmosphere, and the food alike. We've got a lot of long-term staff members here who build really great relationships with our guests, and it all feels like one big family, really. Our guests and our team members alike, just with the relationships we've developed over the years. It's obviously the local people that we have working here, but also the local relationships that we've developed with all of our guests who come in the building each and every day. They know our names, we know their names, and we just have a lot of fun together. We're part of the community, and we really want to not only feel like that, but actually be part of the community by giving back as much as we possibly can to any organization that comes and knocks on our door, because it really helps develop the relationships that we have with each and every person in our community.
My dad started it 1962. I don't think we've ventured or gone astray. We still treat it like, when you come in, you're family. That's my main thing to teach my staff and everything. You're family. You go to a lot of places now, they don't have cutlets, they don't have homemade hamburger steaks, they don't have stuff like that, right? And that's what's made us a family-run business for 58 years. Back in the day, if you want to say back in the day or whatever, it was a lot of ranchers, farmers, it was a lot of those people that were there, that were coming into the restaurant, and they were hearty people, right? They liked their food and everything. So you made sure you put out a good plate for them, because you didn't want them leaving hungry, right? You feel like you're at home, right? So it's, you get your meal, you get your desserts, I think we've stayed consistent. That's the biggest thing in less than 60 years.